Hey guys, welcome back. This video we take a look inside a box of HobbyBoss's brand new Super Hornet A-18F. Alright, so here it is, the HobbyBoss A-18F Super Hornet. It's 38 centimeters long and it's 27 centimeters wide. It's 48 scale when it's built. Now, I'm sorry, the camera, I can't fit the whole box in because these boxes are getting bigger and bigger. Massive box for not a huge aircraft. So I'm interested to see this one. So, as you know, a year ago I did a full build series on my channel of the Meng Super Hornet. Now the Meng has pretty deep power lines, but it builds it really nicely, whereas this one looks a little bit more refined. So I'm very excited to see this one. Also, this comes with a buddy refueling pod and with a whole kind of refueling basket and everything included. Now that excites me because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an in-flight diorama of two of these. Yep, I'm going to build two. I'm going to do an F, maybe refueling like an E, another F, or maybe a G, who knows. But I'm going to do an in-flight diorama of, because you don't see many of those, of a Hornet refueling off another Super Hornet. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and follow the channel and you'll be able to see my progress on that one. But getting back to this, let's take a look inside the box. This is a massive box, very deep. And here's what we got. So, full of plastic, tons of plastic. This is a huge box and it's cram packed full of plastic. And that's the size of the aircraft, basically. So, alright, let me get to the bottom here and get all the paperwork out. And then we'll go through this first and then we'll take a look at the plastic. Alright, so let me kind of zoom in a little. There we go. Instructions, again this is the F, they do the G, and they got the E, all three of them. What else we got in here? Any more? Oh, yep, more stuff. Item number 85813. So here's all your parts call out, and again you got the vinyl tube for that refueling pod, which very much excites me because it's something a little bit different. So going through here, you put on the cockpit tub and the seats. Typical Hornet configuration. You basically make it front section of the fuselage. I'm sure the Quinta Studios and all the usual suspects will be on with their 3D printed cockpits, that kind of stuff. Then we're getting on here. It looks like you're so I'm just making a lot of the holes you're going to make here for the pylons, I guess. And then here's your lower fuselage, no, upper fuselage, and you're putting in the front section. Then your HUD and canopy and various other parts, so that you have a radar. So off the bat, as I'm looking at this is very reminiscent of the 32nd scale trumpeter kit. Obviously HobbyBoss and Trumpeter is basically the same company, right? I've just recently built a 32nd scale Growler, and this goes together pretty much very similar with all this parts. I did magnetize the nose so I can remove it on and off. Again, full build series on my channel as well. Actually on my Patreon right now, you can watch all 8 parts of that. Yeah, exactly. This instructions is exactly the same as the 32nd scale one. Okay. Going along here, got the fully detailed engines. Not really going to see anything. You're working on the back end of the fuselage. So we've got full length intakes. And again, exactly 100% the same as the 32nd scale kit. All the framing going in here. This is deja vu. And the gear. Again, more gear stuff. Well, doors. And again, I'm going to do mine in flight, so I'm paying close attention here. I'm hopefully you can close all these doors up with not too much issue, because so many kits nowadays are built, we have to have it all open and on the ground, but I think we should be okay. Doesn't say anything about opening it, but closing them up, but I think it'll be fine. We've got avionics bays at the side here you can open up. Again, 100% exactly the same instructions as the 32nd scale one I've just built. Yep, same, all the parts, you can see, got the flaps up or down. Got your flaperons right on this one. You got your leading edges. Again, I'm just going through this real quick. I'm just going to bore you guys with all this. You can look at these on scale, make some sure the PDF version. Wings folded again, if you want them folded, or down. Looks like you have quite a nice tab on this one. I don't remember you had quite such a good fit with the 32nd scale one. Had to use some plastic card and stuff, but this one looks pretty good. Pylons, again, remember the pylons should be facing outwards. They're not square on the Hornet. They're facing like on slight angle. Rest of the hook. Some choice of burner cans. You can have it open or closed. And your tails. Here's your clear parts going on the back here, lights. And you've got a boarding ladder. And fuel tanks and a lot of weapons. What we got here? So here's that buddy pod I keep talking about. I'm super excited about. You got some some AIM 120Bs. You got JDAMs, AN ASQ 228s, GBU 10s, GBU 12s, Mark 83s. Some AIMS 9Xs, MER 6, TER test freeze, GBU 24s. So pretty much everything here. So this is a nice kit to have because you have plenty for your spares box, I'm sure. All this ordnance, plenty of stuff to. Very nice. And here's again all your loadout, how you want to configure it. All these pylons. What you got? 1, 2, 3. So you got 6 pylons, center pylons, so 7 plus your wingtips. There we go. So it's good to figure it out super quick. I know a lot of people find it boring. And here's the important part. Let's look at these beautiful color callouts, and I think I know which one I'm going to do. So here's the gladiators. Number 1. Number 2 is, this is quite nice, the Dwight Eisenhower. And here's the color callouts in the usual tab. Well, yeah, actually got Mr. Hobby, lacquer. Alcohol based, you got Fair Hero, Model Master, Tamiya, and Humbrol. I think that's quite nice, that sensor fuel pod like that. And then here's the other ones, caught my eye. We've got 6 schemes on here. So we got the Bounty Hunters, the Black Lions, which I'm going to do. I just like the blue there. I think it looks really smart. So I'm going to do the Black Lions in this one, I think. We've got the Black Knights, and as always right now, the movie that's been produced like years ago, never been released, is the Top Gun one. I know they held the video now, the movie now for like 2 years, waiting for the pandemic and stuff to blow over, but hopefully it'll be released soon. So this is the Top Gun markings. Not exactly my favourite. Looks like it has 3 kill markings on the side there, but not my favourite of them, I must admit. I do quite like the Black Lions. Alright, so here's your stencils and your weapons. I do love HobbyBoss and Trumpeter. They always do such nice callouts for your weapons. And there's that refueling pod I'm going to use. Alright, 2 bags worth of decals. Oops. Let's see what we got going on in here. Ooh, the Bounty Hunters one look a little bit faded and not quite nice. The colour's all loaded off on there. Maybe just dirt. Yeah. Alright, so they look thin. They look very very matte. I don't know. They're okay. They don't blow my mind away. Here's your all important cockpit ones, which don't look too bad. The instruments for this scale, I think they're pretty adequate. Yeah, the Bounty Hunter ones just don't look, the red and the blue just looks a little bit kind of faded. Yeah. Okay. And next set. Here's your Top Gun markings and your Black Knights. Again, I know, just looks not the brightest, like cartograph kind, but I mean they're adequate. I guess even weather the aircraft, it's not a big deal. This one I'm not going to open. This is just all your markings for your weapons. Now, these yellow stripes and stuff, top tip, just spray the yellow first, and then get yourself some masking tape. Obviously not this. Get like the 1mm. I can't quite find mine right now. Oh, here it is. get like 1 or 2 mil and just wrap this around and then paint your green over the top, and then when you take the tape off, you're going to have a perfect yellow stripe. A lot easier to do that than use these kind of decals and stuff. Alright, so that's the decals. This is the plastic. Alrighty, so I'm not going to go for, well, I will. Okay, I'm not going to go for every single bag here, but I'll pick out some of the major ones. Alright, and then right off the bat, you see that detail. Very refined. These are your ends of the wings. And intakes, I'm guessing this might be a match pair. No. Okay. Again, really nice detail. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's your nose. And some nice detail for your nose gear bay. Very nice. Alright, this is going to be your pylons and weapons. HobbyBoss always does such a great job as well packaging a trumpeter, like using this to protect stuff. What we got in here? So these are your engines. Not very well detailed exhaust nozzles, but again, on this jet they aren't very detailed anyway. Well, saying that, there's some nice internal detail on those ones. Okay, so you got a match pair of these. Alright, we've got here, it's got the tails, again, beautiful. See that? And there's your avionics bays molded in. I'm obviously going in flight, so all these will be closed up. See that beautiful detail. Alright, you got your weapons. I'm not going to open these up, but typical 2-piece. Okay, gear. This is a very crisp sprue. Nice crisp plastic. No problem at all. Again, see how fine that detail is on there? The camera picks it up. No, 2 more bags of more weapons. So you got 4 sprues of weapons in 2 bags. Okay. Okay, so a few other parts here. This might be the F variant compared to the G. There might be a couple of sprues that are different, I think. So, not much to see there. Okay, cockpit tub. Yeah, it's not bad. You got decals to go over here too. There's not much. Again, it's tiny. It's 48 scale, so it's not like a giant 32nd scale aircraft. I think that'd be fine. Again, really nice, nicely molded, very crisp. Alrighty, man. This is the one we want to look at. The upper fuselage. hopefully in light you can see that. Very, very nicely detailed indeed. Now let me grab my main one and let's do a quick comparison. Alright, here's my very worn, but I love this one, my Meng one. And look at the panel lines. I know I've weathered this up and stuff, and then compare it to this guy. It's just a lot more refined. It looks really small because you have to have the flaps and stuff on here, but yeah. Definitely see how pronounced all these lines. Now I don't mind it, it looks cool to me, but you can kind of see on this one, you know, I obviously weathered this one up and stuff, but again you can see the panel lines on this. And this one is very much more refined, especially back here. Okay, cool. So let me get this boy out the way and I'm going to drop it. And that one I just showed you is, again, check out my channel if you haven't already. I got like a whole build series on that one, how I built it, weathered it, soup to nuts. Now the one problem with this one is, I'm doing flight, there's no pilot figures with this unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go to Reed Oak or buy some pilot figures, I guess. Alright. Now we have a little section at the side of the box and we've got a few more parts to share here. So let's go through what we've got here. So we've got the canopy. Very little distortion, that's looking really clear. Nowadays you don't need to worry so much about canopies. There's a very, very slight center seam. I'm not even sure if I'll bother with that. I think you probably damage more than you gain. Very, very faint. I'm not going to take it all out, I don't want to break it. Here's going to be your windshield and lights. This must be the common version. This is common in all the kits probably, the E, F and G, and this is probably F and G, and then for the E you probably got a different canopy, right? Some fuel pods. So you have 4. That's a lot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Well, 4 pods, refueling. And this guy, the lower fuselage. Wow, nicely detailed in there. Again, really nicely molded. And last but not least, this little bag. And what we've got here is we've got a little bit of photo etch. Looks like seat belts. And this guy, which is nice, you get the hose. So with your refueling pod, you can run this off, and obviously the basket at the end with your other aircraft behind it. Now this might be a little bit loose and stuff for me. I need something more of a rigid wire to kind of keep it straight, because in a diorama it's going to kind of sag, which I don't want. I want it taut, obviously. But yeah, you got that included as well. So that is it. Really nice looking kit. Now I'm very excited about this. I'm a big Super Hornet fan, and well, Legacy Hornet as well, and it looks a really nice kit. I'm definitely going to build this soon, and like I said, I'm going to do this, make it a little bit easy for myself. I'm going to do it in flight and do a diorama of it refueling another one. So I'm going to buy 2 of these kits. Looks really nice. The main one was fantastic, don't get me wrong. The main one fell together. It was a joy to build, almost like a Tamari F-14. It was a really nice kit, the main one, but just the service details are a little bit too overdone, I think. But yeah, so this is, again, HobbyBoss version. It's the kit number 85813. This is the A-18F Super Hornet. Brand new release. Go check it out. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.